Alright. Um. Oh yeah, your spirit. So this is what you gotta recall is that every element represents a different aspect of yourself from different dimensions. So different dimensions, you can think about that like what they call in mental health and psychology, your perspectives. Now your perception is what they call your mind, which is reality. The light of your mind, right? Your inner reflection, okay? Reflecting your soul with light. Okay, so it shines light onto your soul, and that's how you begin to see yourself. That's so the light comes from your soul, not your. I mean, the light comes from your mind, not your soul. So that's how it's able to shine. So think about it like a flashlight. Yeah, and then they got that glass. Now, some people who are critical thinkers will ask themselves like, how is fire and light the same thing? Fire and light the same thing because when you breathe air into light, um, into a liquid, it becomes in the air. Okay, I'm gonna put this. So fire represents the spirit, your senses. Okay, so it represents the spirit because each ancestor is in emotion. When you think about emotions like anger and sadness, all you represented by different elements, correct? It's the same thing with that. But these elements don't exist with different, elements in that sense. It exists in different dimensions. Fire has different color. So the root chakra or chakra, you know what I'm saying? It's red. It's red fire. Um, the sacral is orange. When it's at your solar plexus is yellow, and then when it's your heart, that's green. There's green fire. Yes, there is. You just have to have it's a different chemical compound, meaning that it has a different chemistry to it. You don't commonly see it in these because of the frequency and the vibration of this plane of existence is not the same as it used to be, but it has always been green fire. And then you have blue fire, light cyan fire, which is even hotter. So the higher it gets, the hotter it is. Purple fire, you know what it is. Then you have one that looks like literal light. So the higher it gets, the not complexion, but the light reflecting the fire changes. And the fire is just a gas in the liquid being and plasma and ether altogether is not even solid. So it goes from like it really is. You can view it on the first dimension, but you gotta keep going. So there's densities to it. It exists on all densities, which makes it multi-dimensional, which means all your ancestors exist on different dimensions. Now, some of them call them jinns, genies, etc. All of that stuff, they're not the exact same, but they are the exact same creed. In terms of they are ancestors, but they're not all. They might not be your ancestors or ancestors from this plane of existence, this realm, meaning this reality, meaning this shared reality, this multiverse. You call this Mother Nature, which is the multiverse. So each planet is like I said, is an ancestor. Fire is also what also exists in these ancestors as well. Now they gonna tell you fire don't exist inside you. Your breath can get hot. That's where it come from. That's why dragons breathe fire, because they so cold blooded that when they breathe, it actually the chemical compounds, including with the air and all that shit mixed together, it's like it's a combustion, and then you see it as fire, but it's just energy manipulation. It's elements being expressed through it from within, from the spirit. So the ancestors of that dracon is breathing through you, and we are related to the ancient beings of this plane of existence, which are dragons. You know, because you have to ask yourself, what form was the soul in before this? A lot of you niggas think you was dinosaurs. Nope, but you weren't called dinosaurs though. Draconians. That is a that is literally the actual species of dragons. You only see the real bones in different archives and vaults and shit, like the Vatican, all that shit. That's where they got the real bones. They show you only like maybe the head or the hands or the tail of an actual dragon. They keep one of them in the museum because them bitches, because they, excuse, I take it back. I take it back. I take it back. I ain't mean to say bitches. Okay, so them things real powerful. And remember, bones are high are depending on the species. The bones can be a higher form of metal or in a crystallized state. So when it's crystallized, it looks like bones. When you look into it, bones can glisten. The teeth inside your oral is crystals, and that is law. So go ahead, ask your mama. She know the truth. She know the truth when she see it. Okay. So to see is to sense. So you gotta recall that everything flowing through your nerves, which is your blood, which is the waters the waters of your mind, the waters of your spirit. The waters of your spirit. They call them chemicals instead. Plasmic energy is what activates these crystals from within. You know what I'm saying? Lighting them up, making them glisten. You know what I'm saying? That's why. And genetical codes is just slang for information. So when you begin to, and you got to think about it like computer coding. Computers hold information, memory. That's why I said all that stuff that your memories, you're just remembering, reflecting, realigning, enlightening yourself to who you truly is. Because just like an artificial computer, which reflects your mind, which is why it has a screen, which is a mirror. It's called a black mirror, which you can see yourself through. You are the black mirror. You are the black within the mirror, though. Yeah, but it's not called black. It's called onyx. It's a crystal. There's a crystal within your in your artificial construct that you call a landline right now. Your line. They tell you it's called a phone. There's a crystal in there too, right where the eye is, at the top. When you recording. So your soul records information just as it does, and it holds memory, and it has gigabytes, gamma radiation, basically. Then you have different gamma, alpha brain, so you have alpha, gamma, beta, and then etc. And so these are different frequencies that kind of line the hemispheres of your organs, because there's always two sides to your organs, two sides to your heart, two sides to your lung, two sides to your dome, the brain inside the organ with the organ within your dome, etc., etc. When they call it the mind's eye, they're referring to the soul, the crystallization of the soul. So fragments of your soul, aspects of your soul is them crystals. And the only thing that can hold light is darkness. So crystals are literally dark matter energy beings, which is the same thing as orgone crystal, which is which they misclassify, misdeceive, and deceive you to believe it's your organs, trick you to believe it's your organs. Not even deceive, because it don't work unless you trust. Okay, all right. And there's law, yeah. So you continue on, and you begin to realize that your existence is based around you remembering who you are and recollecting the information within your genetical codes, just like as a programmer does with coding. Coding is a program, right? They code computers. It's the same thing. You have a code within you. That code, when it becomes activated, that's when you begin to remember that you have a soul. You can remember what it was like before you were reincarnated, etc., etc. Because to reincarnate is to it's like it's reinvesting in your reinvent yourself, remake yourself in your own image. So your avatar is how you truly see yourself right now in this incarnation, etc., etc. So yeah, this part 7. Oh, this is part 7. Yeah, don't lock it in, bruh. Unlock it out.